Welcome to Communication Relationship Toolbox. In this toolbox, we're going to look at tools that you'll use in your daily communication with others, especially in relationships where perhaps you're a husband and wife or a very intimate partner. There's one thing that I can guarantee. I can't guarantee much, but I can guarantee one thing. In every relationship, there will be conflict. I don't want you to think of conflict as necessarily a bad thing. Conflict actually can help a relationship grow. Conflict should be looked at as a good thing. Many of us, however, do not like conflict. We might hedge away from it. In a later tool, we're going to talk about different types of conflict and how we handle conflict. But today, I want to talk about the most basic tool we have. And this is the fire extinguisher. The fire extinguisher you use for conflict that has gotten out of hand. We all know that we get into conflicts, and sometimes quite honestly, we simply want to blow our top. If you're the recipient of the person who's blowing their top, you're really not getting much out of it. Conflict should end up in some resolution, some collaborative resolution. And it can't happen if it's all about, you did this and you did that and yelling and screaming and swearing. I realize that happens, and I realize that we're not always going to be able to stop that. But I want to give you a fire extinguisher to try to put that fire of conflict out before it becomes violent. I want to also mention that if you are parents, you have children who watch you fight, remember, those children are going to learn to fight from the way they see you fight. So realize that conflict is unavoidable. It will happen. So if you're going to have conflict and you realize conflict is getting out of hand, use this fire extinguisher. It's a very simple fire extinguisher. The acronym is Stlc. The S stands for stop, T for think, L for listen, and C for communication. Let's look at that very quickly. We're not going to go into detail here, but when you find conflict is boiling over, you need to stop it. Now, one problem that people have is that they'll stop it by freezing the other person out. That is not what I'm talking about when I say stop conflict. It's a good idea if you have a close relationship with somebody to actually have a code so that the other person knows, hey, I'm not going to get into a big battle right now. I'm not going to fight you. I just need a timeout. And you might use the term, hey, timeout. Let's stop for a moment. So that you have time then to back off. It is not that you're not going to continue the conflict. The conflict can become very positive. So don't give up on conflict. But before you continue conflict, remember we said S, that was the stop. Now we're going to go to T, the TLC. T, think. Think about what's going on. Think about what is the other person saying. Think about what do you want to say. So you think things through. Then you listen. Now, the conflict is already stopped. When I say listen, I'm talking about your mind retains things. So listen. What did the person say? What was the agenda? Were they really fighting about what they're saying they're fighting about? Or were they fighting about something else? Were they really throwing in old garbage? It's important you understand what the person was really saying. So you have to listen. And once you've stopped and you've thought and you've listened, then, and only then, communicate. At that point, you have the ability to answer back. Tell the person what you think. Now, I'm done with this session here. The next session will tell you how you can communicate. So the next tool is going to be the I tool. But today, Our tool is STLC. Stop, think, listen, communicate. This will help you in so many of your conflicts in the future.